Hi, I'm Corey. Let's take a winter walk in the world of the wolf. We'll play some fun games and meet many of the animals who live in the forest throughout all the seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. It's winter now while we're taking this walk, and sometimes winter can be a cold time to take a walk in the woods. But I've been out here before, and I'll be sure to tell you about some of the things that I've seen happen out here during other times of the year, like the spring or fall. Maybe you can come out to the woods and see if you can see some of those things for yourself during those times of the year. A family of wolves is like a family of people. Only a wolf family is called a pack, and it might be bigger than your family. The members of a wolf pack include a mother and father. They're the leaders, of course. Brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, and maybe even another family. Just like your family, a wolf pack has to work together to get things done. Out in the woods, it's very important to cooperate with each other. Everyone in the pack helps to take care of the baby wolves, called pups. They feed them, and play with them, and even babysit. Or would they pup sit? The mother and father wolves are called the alpha, male, and female. That just means that they're the leaders of the pack. They are the only wolves who have puppies. They decide things for the pack, like where to live, and when and where they will hunt for food. They lead the hunt and protect the pups from danger. A wolf pack has a yard, just like your family might. The wolf's yard is called a territory. It's bigger than your yard. A wolf pack's territory could be up to 100 square miles, and the wolf pack won't let any other wolves come into their territory. It's because it's the place where they hunt to find food for their family. There might not be enough food for their pups if other wolves came and ate it all. Wolves avoid going into another pack's territory. You know what these wolves are doing, don't you? We call it scent marking. Every wolf and every pack has its own smell. A wolf will know when it comes into another pack's territory by the smell. Another way for them to know is by the howling of other wolves. Scent marking and howling enables wolf packs to know each other's boundaries, and they usually keep away. Now, let's play a game. Which animal does the most with its family? Wolf, bear, deer, fox. Take a guess. It's the wolf. Family members stay together for years. A family is called a pack. When the mother has a new litter or batch of babies, all family members catch food for her, and they bring the food back to the den for her and her new pups. Fox fathers bring food for the mother and her pups, but the pups leave home within a year and do not help with the next litter, like wolf pups do. Bear fathers do not help raise their cubs, nor do deer fathers help raise their fawns. Food tastes so much better out here in the woods. Have you ever wondered where we get all our food? We get it at the grocery stores and restaurants. Our forest friends have to find their food out here in the woods. If you went to have dinner with a wolf, it wouldn't be very much like dinner at your house. Wolves don't eat mashed potatoes or vegetables or peanut butter sandwiches. They eat meat, and the meat they eat doesn't come from the store. They have to catch it. Wolves spend a lot of their time finding and catching enough meat to eat. Dinner is whatever they can catch that day. Sometimes it isn't a lot. Sometimes they get a bigger animal, like a deer, a moose, or an elk. But this is hard work, too hard for just one wolf. So the pack hunts for its food as a group. It can be dangerous too. If a wolf isn't careful, she might be kicked by the sharp hooves of a deer or caught by the antlers of an elk. Animals like wolves that hunt other animals for food are called predators, and the animals they hunt and eat are called their prey. Wolves work very hard when they are hunting. Most of the animals wolves hunt move around more in the evening. Also, it's cooler at night, and the wolves don't like to move much during the heat of the day, since they run and work very hard when they hunt. Now, let's play a game. Which animal has never been wolf prey? You know, one which is hunted by wolves to eat. Deer, moose, cow, or loon. Take a guess. It's the loon. No wolf has ever been known to catch a loon. Loons live on the water's edge where they can slide into the water if a predator comes near. Deer are the most common prey for many wolves. There can be between 1,000 and 2,000 deer in a wolf's territory. Moose are bigger and harder for wolves to kill, but a pack of wolves working as a team can kill even the largest bull moose when it is running away. If the moose stops and fights, the wolves give up rather than be kicked and be killed. Cows sometimes are eaten if people bring them into areas where wolves live. Because they work together so much, wolves need to talk to each other and to understand what each other is saying. Only wolves don't talk like we do. They have many different ways of telling each other things. You may not realize it, but so do you. When you don't want to do something, you shake your head no. When you want someone to come over to you, you wave with your hand, come here. When you're leaving, you wave goodbye. Wolves use body language like this too. A wolf standing up with its tail up and its ears pointing forward is saying, "I'm the lead wolf here, and you better do what I want." This is called a show of dominance. If a wolf is crouching with its tail between its legs and its ears turned down and rolling over on its back, it is saying, "All right, you're the boss, whatever you want." This is called submissive behavior. Of course, wolves do make noise sometimes when they talk, especially when they're trying to talk to someone a long ways away. What do you think they do? Pick up a telephone? No. You know what they do? They howl. They do it to call their family pack together, or to warn of danger, or even to find each other in the woods or in a storm, or to say no trespassing to other wolves. I used to think that wolves howled at the moon, but now I know that it just seems like that because they howl more when the moon is bright. They do more of everything when the moon is bright. It's easier for them to see what they are doing. And wolves bark too, just like your dog. Wolves don't bark as much as dogs, but when they do, it is usually for the same kind of reason. Wolves live all over the world, and one wolf can look a lot different from another one. Just like you and your friends, wolves come in different colors and different sizes. Sometimes the same wolf will even change color as it grows older. Sometimes they look a certain way because of where they live. A wolf that lives in a place that is almost always winter, like way up north, will be white just like the snow and ice around it, so they blend in better. Now, let's play a game. Which animal doesn't belong in the forest? Beaver, antelope, raccoon, ruffed grouse. Take a guess. It's the antelope. The antelope live on the plains and grasslands where their great eyesight helps them to see predators coming from a long ways away. Do you remember what a predator is? That's right, an animal that hunts another animal for food. All the rest of these animals live in the forest. Raccoons live in trees. We call their houses dens. Ruffed grouse need trees to escape predators and eat many of the forest plants and buds. Beavers eat a lot of the bark, buds, and leaves off the trees they cut down to build the dams and lodges they live in. Not many sounds can send shivers up your spine like a wolf howl. Wouldn't it be a shame if we grew up and didn't have the chance to hear wolves howl in the wild? That almost happened with all wolves, and it did happen with the Mexican wolf. A number of years ago, Marlin Perkins, who was famous for his TV show about wild animals, realized that another kind of wolf needed some help. Mexican wolves used to live in the deserts of Arizona and New Mexico, but they had almost entirely disappeared from their homes. So Dr. Perkins made a place that could be a home for these wolves, and just in time. Shortly after he had moved some wolves into the shelter that would be their new home, the last wild Mexican wolves disappeared. There have been none since then. But the wolves in the shelter were doing fine. They were having pups and raising families. Now there are enough of them that another group of people, the Wild Canid Survival and Research Center, the Wolf Sanctuary, are moving some of the Mexican wolf packs back into the desert wilderness where they can grow up as wild wolves. Another kind of wolf in the same area is the red wolf. This wolf gets its name because of the reddish color on its head, ears, and legs. The red wolf is smaller than the gray wolf and larger than the coyote. There are almost 300 red wolves today. The government used to offer money to anyone who would kill some wolves. It's true that red wolves have sometimes eaten small livestock, but with livestock such as cattle, it is normally only the very young calves that the wolves can catch. But because so many people were so afraid of them, lots of wolves were killed. In fact, nearly every one of them in the lower 48 states. In some places, people did kill every one of them. There were none left. The Wolf Sanctuary is also trying to help these wolves move back into some of the places where they used to live. Isn't it nice to know that people have learned and are bringing wolves back for us to enjoy today? Now, let's play a game. Which wolf was completely gone from the wild? Gray wolf, Mexican wolf, black wolf, white wolf? Take a guess. The Mexican wolf. They were poisoned and trapped so much that they disappeared from the wild. Captive Mexican wolves are being raised for release to try to save them from disappearing altogether. The gray wolf, which is the real name for the timber wolf, still lives in some northern states in the US and Canada. The black wolf is really a gray wolf with different color fur. The white wolf is also a gray wolf with different color fur. Howling is fun. I'll show you how.
Now you howl with me. Okay, stand up, take a deep breath, cup your hands, and howl.
Even though it is fun to howl like a wolf, you shouldn't do it too much because wolves depend on howling for so many things that you could confuse them. This could bother the wolves at certain times of the year, so let's not try to do it too often.
And look at this. Someone has littered in the woods. This is the home of all our little forest friends. How would you like it if you came home and found garbage all over your living room? We really have to learn to respect the woods and the environment, not only for the animals, but so everybody can come out and enjoy the beauty of the forest.
You know, hundreds of years ago, the Native American people who lived in this land had a great respect for the animals that lived here with them. There were no stores, so everything they needed came right from the forest. Their food, their clothes, and the trees to make their houses, even their toys. The people watched the wolves of the forest hunt for food and said to themselves, "Those wolves are good hunters. If we copy them and hunt the way they do, we will be good hunters too." They saw how the wolves worked together and how each had a special job to do, and they saw how the older wolves taught the pups how to do things. So the wolves taught many things to the people who lived in the woods with them. The people made up special stories and songs and dances that told how much they respected the wolves' strength and wisdom. You can still hear some of these stories and songs and see some of these dances in Native American communities today. Stories like Little Red Riding Hood or The Three Little Pigs, these stories make some of us afraid of wolves. But they are just stories, and in real life, wolves are even more afraid of people than people are of them. Now if a wolf or any other animal, even a dog, gets sick with rabies, it may attack anything. But did you know that wild, healthy wolves who are not sick have never, ever attacked a person? Not one wolf Not once. They just haven't. But you should always remember that wolves are wild animals and are meant to be out in the forest with their families, not in a house with your family. Even though a wolf may look like some dogs and may even act a bit like a dog, wolves are not dogs and do not make good pets. A dog's mother and father and grandparents and great-grandparents were all raised and trained to be pets, and they taught their puppies to be pets. Those puppies grew up and taught their own puppies the same thing. We call that breeding. Wolves have not been bred to be pets. Now, let's play a game. Which animal does not make a good pet? Dog, bird, wolf, or rabbit? Take a guess. It's the wolf. They are wild and naturally want to catch prey and to be dominant, or the leader in a pack. So they do not make good pets. Dogs make good pets because, unlike wolves, they have been bred to be submissive members of human families. Some birds, like canaries and parrots, have also been bred to be pets, but wild birds are best left in the wild. Most rabbits make very quiet and calm pets because of their breeding. Wolves are the shyest animals in the forest and very beautiful. One of the things I like most about the wolves is their eyes. They make them look really smart. A wolf's eyes reflect the sunlight and look like they can see a long, long way. It makes me wonder what those eyes have seen. The people who lived in the forest hundreds of years ago learned a lot from the wolves, but there are other people who don't want them around at all. Sometimes these people are ranchers and farmers who raise cows or sheep. They are worried that the wolves will kill their animals, and they have learned to hate wolves. And you know what? Sometimes wolves do kill a sheep or a cow, but it hardly ever happens. In some places, wolves live close to a lot of sheep or cows, and still they almost always hunt deer instead. I don't think those farmers and ranchers need to worry as much as they do. Now, let's play a game. What animal is least seen by humans? Deer, wolf, black bear, red squirrel. Take a guess. It's the wolf. Wolves are seldom seen because they run away from people, and there aren't very many of them left. Black bears usually run away from people too, so they're also hard to see when you're hiking through the woods, but they like our food, so you can sometimes see them looking for food in camping areas. For every wolf in the forest, there are about 5 black bears. Deer can be seen near roads where they come to eat grass and other plants. There are about 200 times more deer in the forest than wolves. Red squirrels are seen most easily because they are awake and active in the daytime, and they draw attention by chattering at people from a branch in plain view. There are about 1,000 of them for every wolf.
Many years ago, when we settled this country, wolves were everywhere. But because of our fear for ourselves and livestock, we almost eliminated the wolf.
A long time ago, some smart people set aside big chunks of wilderness and called them national and state parks. They wanted to make sure that kids like us would have a chance to see these beautiful areas. As more and more people built houses, they moved to new places where no people had lived before. A lot of the wilderness areas became neighborhoods for people and not for animals anymore. So the parks became more and more important because there weren't very many places like them left anymore. Yellowstone Park is one of these parks. It is also the oldest park like this in America. And it is home to deer, elk, bison, and bears, but no wolves, or at least not until a few years ago. You see, Yellowstone was one of those places where wolves used to live, but were killed by people. But now the wolves are back. Only a few of them right now, but there will be more. The reason the wolves are back is because some people did a lot of work to try to bring them back. A group of people called the Northern Rocky Mountain Recovery Team, who like wolves, found some wolves up in Canada, captured whole packs of them, and moved them to Yellowstone Park to start new homes there. Many people helped with the move, including some kids, just like you and me. So far, the wolves are doing fine in their new home, and now there are pups that have been born there, pups who can grow up and start packs of their own. Now, some people want to make these parks into neighborhoods for people, with houses and schools and stores. Then they won't be neighborhoods for the animals anymore. We can write to our representatives and tell them that these parks are special because they belong to everyone in the country, because they are home to many wild animals, and because there are very few wild areas left for us to experience and enjoy.
With all the things we've learned about our forest friends, I hope you'll be able to enjoy the sights and sounds of the forest and help to keep our forest friends and their environment healthy and clean.
Now don't forget to look for us on the World Wide Web. Our web address is printed on the screen. See you next time. Bye.